Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Advanced Wars Daisy Ruin Tiny Wars replay. Small on the north side as Dark Gray Snowind, we got Matemon. Small on the south side as Yellow Cyrus, we got Inconspicuous. When it comes to the COs, Snowind is a custom CO, 50% boarding cost, only one raise, 30, 60, 60. She's effectively a paratrooper CO, I like to refer to. Get a bit of air resupply through one health recovery, which I believe does not cost anything. Ammo and fuel is also resupplied as well. All air units in the CO zone get a nice 30 plus 30. And of course, the first infantry or mech can be forward deployed to your CO zone. When it comes to her power and superpower, they both cost 60 energy. Her power is effectively a summoned black bomb, as well as making the other effects global. And of course, we have the superpower, which allows you to forward deploy everything, ground and air units, to the valid properties around your CO. Cyrus is of course a custom CO, even though he is a character in Daisy Ruin. Standard boarding cost 33, 30, 60, 60. All units get plus 15 plus 15, and all units get plus 15 plus 15. Your unit is unleveled, reverted back to an unleveled status entirely. Then you can also reload your CO on any tile on the board that's unweighted at no cost. And plus you get a nice, cheap, weak missile silo that you can manually designate yourself. This map is a two-base map, Fog of War. Both sides has an airport as well. Both sides start off a temporary airport as well. And there's also a seaport there which can occasionally be used for deploying a battleship. But that's pretty much it. It's not uncommon to see Snowind load herself up immediately into an infantry unit there, just to get the forward deploys going. She can always delete her CO infantry unit, because it's a cheap unit, it's disposable. Of course, she doesn't have the income this exact moment, 4,000 income next turn. So she can CO infantry unit next turn. Cyrus does go for a bike. No CO doing that, does go for a bike and infantry. Made to load herself up to a bike. Infantry. Bike infantry. No units loaded just yet. She may be designed to save up for an aircraft to get their boosted stats there. And Cyrus goes for double recon. That's pretty unusual. Flare infantry. Nice early flare. It's going for a T-Copter just yet to capture the side properties. A little bit too early for that, honestly. Cyrus has 9,000 funds, goes for infantry tank, and he may load himself up one into that tank this turn. Or may push it forward to HQ and then load up there. Tank mech. T-Copter. And infantry. Battlecopter infantry. And looks like the tank does land end its turn on top of the HQ, so likely will be CO'd this next turn. Does capture radar station, which does provide a decent amount of vision. Primarily just the island itself, or it's like most like it's an island. Land does stretch the edges of the earth. if the world is flat and a piece of land stretches into the earth, will that make it an island? Or not? Because it's not surrounded by water. Sorry, stupid question. We do now have Battlecopter CO'd there. You can see the infantry got 4 deployed. And this infantry unit there does spot this one here. Recon gets a good strike. After multiple properties, not much that infantry can do. And this infantry could get a shot there. Blared fire down south does get a good hit there on the unit, captured the radio station. 4 deploys a mech. Recon may not see this mech, it probably does have vision of the anti-air. Battlecopter and flare. Nope, does not spot the battlecopter there at the moment, but knows it's there from the previous turn. Does CO this tank there. Can move to the forest there, get a good shot in the infantry unit there. T-Copter does do a nice little recon pass there. Got another tank anti-air down south. Battlecopter does 4 deployed infantry unit down south onto the island. Very nice. Who needs T-Copter? You got the paratrooper specialists. Never thought about that being an effect. But it did in fact work. Just gotta be lucky it doesn't go on these tiles there. It's like it chooses one for you, right? Or do you get to choose? I can't remember. Battlecopter anti-air does get a good shot there. T-Copter gets onto the island there as well. Both players can catch up the island. The other island, the small island. Anti-air Duster Infantry. You most likely can assume Snowind go for a good number of battlecopters. Plus this map is double base, which means battlecopters is a bit more likely. And with that, Cyrus now has 32 energy. Battlecopter, anti-tank, and mech. And for the property there, you can deploy a infantry or a mech to a mountain space 2. I'd assume yes, because if you look here for Snowind, it is nearest adjacent. Let's see. We place at the nearest vacant tile adjacent to your CO unit, which usually implies valid tile as well. So mountains are valid tiles for infantry and mech, so should be able to forward deploy onto mountaintops as well. I think a previous way how it was written did say like a valid tile, things of that sort. So she should be able to paradrop mech straight into the mountains and have a lot of fun like that. Anti-tank persuade forward, got a nice line of reserves as well. Nice diagon alley. Good shot there. Takes the battlecopter. Of course, this infantry unit is going to have 3 turns to capture that property. Recon gets a nice strike there and good recon pass. Yep. It's mostly just also just able to forward deploy infantry units there and don't have to worry about running them forward. It means she's able to get infantry and mechs to the front line very quickly. She's probably the steel who best to use mechs because she can just simply get to the front line because mechs are good. They have the same firepower as battlecopters and tanks. Problem is, they are just slow and cheap. They generally counter everything, but they generally get countered by everything. Another mech deployed out there. She does have 35 energy versus 41. She does go for her own duster as well. The missile knows where it's at, for it knows where it is not. Flared, fired. Tank, battlecopter. And right now, there's no volatile to forward deploy the infantry unit there, so the infantry, since there's two empty sea tiles, so if she deploys out infantry unit there, it will be back here. Duster, anti-air artillery, so no infantry unit there to demonstrate that part. But let's go for another Duster. The missiles heading up north. The helicopter is actually getting pretty low in fuel. Right now, since infantry units on top of this city there, or one of these cities, your opponent will have trouble trying to get on top of those cities since you need 2 volatiles to unload. Did fire flare up there, spot the infantry unit denies the capture of the property, which means also denying both cities at the moment. Very nice. Now, if Snowind has, of course, the battlecopter right there. She just needs to get adjacent to one of these city tiles, or just on top of that one, drops a mech right there. And then she can simply drop another infantry unit there. It will basically consume her entire turn for that, but it's probably a good idea because there'll be 2 properties. This is here. Battlecopter anti-air. Right now we've got 175,000 versus 160. Or say they fund, so Cyrus is ever so slightly ahead. But of course it does feel like he has a lot less fuel control. Not to mention he has 2,000 less income. Medium tank infantry battlecopter, and does paradrop in an infantry unit there. Bomber tank. Cyrus also, both players are pretty close to superpower, and both players have a tactical strike when it comes for their CO powers. Of course, Snowind has effectively a black bomb she can summon. And we've just got a bit of a battle line being established here. Rocket and anti-air. Now she's going to capture 2 more properties up there, so we'll eventually go up to 26,000. Capture some properties on this island as well. Bomber heading down south. Battlecopter anti-air. T-Copter does spot a whole bunch of stuff there. Blair spots a Duster. Get some shots there. Maybe a good idea of Cyrus to load himself up into a rocket. He has a seal power available, just of course not his unit. CO unit has moved his turn. And looks like Cyrus has to go ahead and resign there. His grade saying, "Keep watching," and on to the next replay.